This is the voice
Esta es la voz
of
de
lesbian,
gay,
bisexual,
transgendered,
queer,
questioning,
allied,
latinas, amigas latinas.
¡Amigas latinas!
And on that Sunday, it was the hottest weekend of the summer, Amigas was born. We had gathered to kind of say what would it mean for a group of Latina lesbians to get together. I figured it was, A, we'd all start fighting with each other, B, we'd all fall in love with each other, or C, we'd have some kind of really, hopefully dynamic discussions about what it means to be Latina and lesbian, at that time.
I remember when I first walked through the doors of the very first Plática, Amigas was an infant about a year old, and I could not believe that I was in a room with that was full of Latinas that loved other Latinas, and I can count it as one of the very few moments where I felt so strong, so high on the spirit and the energy of that room.
I think there's something different about Amigas though too. Because I think what Yana, part of it was new. People didn't really know how to be together for the long term. We know how to be together for the short term. We did great parties, we did great dances and presentations and some poetry and things of that nature. But for the long term, in the ways that Amigas has lasted, and I think it's because it took people who were willing to do the work.
commitment.
Willing to do the work
to be committed.
and to lay out the ground rules. And one of the things that Yvette brings, that you bring, is that you have an MSW, you had some group dynamics experience, and so what we were able to do is to lay a foundation of safety.
We decided to have family events surrounded with, you can bring your sister, you can bring your brother, you can bring your son, you can bring your daughter. Having Christmas parties that we knew we couldn't have at home anymore because we were not out, possibly, or someone at home wasn't very comfortable with you being at the Christmas party. Let's have Christmas parties of our own. We began to have picnics in the summer that were family oriented, and we had them at Portage Park, where we would set up a grill, and everybody had to bring a little bit of carne and arroz and potato salad, and we set up games so that the kids would have fun. Balloon toss or whatever games we had, this was family involved.
And then when she was about 21, 22, coming from Spain, from one of these exchange students, driving from the airport back here, she said, "Mommy, I'm queer." I said, "Oh, yeah, I love you. I love you. I love you," and was my only statement. I was not prepared for that. I didn't know what I supposed to do or say. I just clarified what my feelings were, and I said, "I love you." And after that, whatever it takes me to learn again, another refine of my relationship with my daughter, and find out how to introduce it to my oldest daughter and to my environment, church, and friends and family back from Mexico. It took some time to learn and trying to be clear in my mind how to support my daughter and how to maintain a good relationship with her.
So Proyecto Latina was an extensive community survey of about 300 or so questions, really gauged around all different kinds of issues that Latina queer communities might face. So we asked about health, immigration, discrimination, domestic violence, parenting, like everything. It was about 300 questions. So we tried to get really just like a profile picture of the community, because there's not really any information or real research that's available about the needs and issues of that specific community.
I enjoyed the fact that the organization not only had social things to offer Latina lesbians, but also was involved in political action and in trying to meet the needs in our community.
And I went to a gala and literally fell in love with the community that I saw there. Yvette was the president at the time, and everyone that was there was just so, it was familia. That's what was going on, which was different for me. I did not have that. In New York, where I'm from, when I came out, I was Christina the Latina, Christina from the Bronx, or Christina the lesbian. Not together. It was not in one sentence. So I didn't have that community.
Every year, Amigas provides scholarships to people young queer Latinas who are going to pursuing their education. And I was the first scholarship recipient who received it to go to graduate school. Beforehand, it's usually undergraduate. And so I received the scholarship, and I was sitting there with my mom, and Yvette's talking about me in this very beautiful, very gracious kind of way, and giving me all these compliments that I doubt I deserve. But I just remember sitting there, and my mom telling me that day, she's like, "I'm proud of you because you're queer." And wow, I didn't know this was gonna happen. But just to hear her say that, she's proud of me because I'm queer. So part of the reason we do this work, and part of the reason why I sit with funders, is because I want people to say, we're proud because you're queer, not but. And I think that's something that Amiga does very well, and I'm very proud of.